What is up, everyone? It is Luke McGuire here. Hope you are all doing well this morning. Sorry for the few-minute wait here today. I just wanted to make sure I could get my coffee ready, get settled out here. Again, I am in a different location for today's webinar as the normal office setup. So it's always takes a few more minutes to find everything, get everything ready, and get ready to go. So I'm really excited for today's webinar for a few reasons. First of all, who here has my software called Profilemate? Put a number one in the box and put a number 2 in the box if you have no idea what the hell Profilemate is at all. Yeah, basically everyone. Yeah, cool. A couple of 2s though, so that's totally fine. Totally fine. Cool. Yeah, and again, this tool is it's a product that I released last year. For those of you that don't know, that basically it actually won the award last year for the product that generated the product launch that did the most money in 2020. Yeah, in 2020. So that's pretty cool for a single product. And if you guys are doing product launches at all, this is something that I found that was really interesting the other day. If you guys are doing product launches or plan to do something, if you can, always have a recurring aspect in the actual funnel, because every other product launch that I did prior, I would always have, they were all one-time sales. So the front-end product was a one-time sale, the upsells were all one-time sales. And, I like doing that where I can, because, if I can create something really killer, give it to you guys as a one-time sale, I'll definitely do it. But at the same time, if you start thinking a bit more outside the box, with Profilemate, I thought to myself, how can I make this part 10 times better, 20 times better here? And sometimes you then need to spend money to actually get things like that done. Say, for example, the VIP searches that we have inside of Profilemate. They cost quite a bit of money from our side on a pure month-to-month cost, because we rent so many IP addresses and so on and so forth. But that upsell has generated more money than the front-end product combined now, which I thought was really, really cool. Normally, upsells won't make as much money as the front-end product, is because this is a massive. There's a lot more people that usually buy a front-end product. But the upgrades have done that. Again, there are running costs with that, so maybe, who knows, maybe it's not as much in profit as the front end product, but at the end of the day, we're always pumping money back in to reinvent things, to reinvest in things, to recreate things for you guys. And I'm really, really excited to be doing that with a few projects I have coming out soon. Also, on that topic, we have a new Chrome extension for Profilemate. So I'm going to share that with you here today. Now, for the people here that are not, that have never had, have no idea what Profilemate is, don't worry. I'll be sharing with you today exactly what it is. Also, how to do it manually. So if you don't want the Profilemate software, you can do it manually, but it will just take a lot more time. And I always say time is money, right? Everyone said that saying. And then what I want to do is essentially go in, show you how to get at least 100 emails on today's webinar very, very quickly, very instantly, of people in any niche that want to be contacted, right? Then I want to take those emails, and I've got my good friend Neil here as well. And we're going to take those emails and we're going to show you how you can upload them into an autoresponder the correct way, guys. And then essentially not only how to upload them, but how to then reach out to specific users in the right way. This is probably where most people are getting stuck. Who here, put on number 1 in the box, if actually, let's say number 5 in the box, if your number 1 issue is you've had no problem getting email addresses, you think that's really cool, but reaching out to your audience, what do you say? How do you convert them? And how do you do it the right way? Put number 5 in the box if that's been your main problem. Cool. Lots of people saying I'm stuck reaching out to leads. Yeah. So that's usually the main problem that most people face there. So again, don't worry, we've got you covered here today. I know over the past couple of months, I've had so many people email me saying about the Malvio. If you guys have watched the welcome webinar for Profilemate, the Malvio product, autoresponder, you guys have said it's not working, the checkout link isn't working, or I can't get it, I want to. And I've worked with you guys on other options out there, but I've always loved Malvio the most. Neil's been doing some insane changes and upgrades there as well. So he's here. We're going to go through that with you guys later as well to ensure you guys can get back on track if that's the way you want to go there as well. So rather than me continually talking here, let's go ahead and get started on today's webinar. So first of all, you can see my Instagram here. If you guys want to come across to my Instagram, please do come over, give us a follow. Give Neil a follow later on as well. I'll get him to share his Instagram with you. Come over here, say good day, and you can learn some pretty cool stuff from here. Now, what we're going to do is essentially for those that have had no idea what I've been really talking about so far, I'm going to go up and get a Google document up. I'm going to go over some, as per usual. I know you guys like this format whenever I do this. And yes, I'll send you guys this document after today. On today's webinar, I'll give you guys this document. So, how to grow your audience by 1+ leads per day on autopilot with a little known Instagram Easter egg. We'll just call it an Easter egg for now. It basically means like a little hack, a little trick, right? So Instagram is it's literally the only social platform that allows you to any pages, followers, and following user accounts. So what I mean by that is on say Facebook, you can't go to a fan page and you can't go ahead and go through their followers, right? You can't do that. It doesn't allow you to do that on Facebook. However, on Instagram, you can go through any page whatsoever. Now, when doing this, guys, please don't do this on my account. Please don't do this don't go searching all my audience when I show you this. Actually, let me go ahead and pull up my phone. I know you guys like it when I do that. That's a pretty cool little thing we can do here today. So hold on, just give me a second. But yeah, again, essentially, as I'm talking about this, Instagram is literally the only platform that you can actually go through any pages, followers whatsoever. Now, on top of that, let me just go ahead here. On top of that, it's the only social software where 1 in 10 users have their biographies, have their emails in their biography. Now let me just pull up this app. Again, this is that I get asked this every time. I tell you guys every time as well. This app here I'm about to share with you is called Reflector. Basically allows me to share my iPhone with my computer if it decides it wants to let me today. Maybe not today. So it's always annoying with that. I've got this brand new MacBook, by the way. If you guys haven't went on my last webinar here, I got this brand new MacBook because my old one just died on me randomly. And when you have to go in and install every new piece of software, it just gets quite frustrating at times. But sorry guys, it's not loading up for me just yet, but if it does decide to, I'm going to go ahead and share this with you a bit later on. Oh wait, there we go. I know why. My Bluetooth was off. So let me just see if I can search here anyway. So if I click on here, this is one of my good mates, Zach Smith. Basically, if you guys go to this guy's profile on your Instagram accounts in your hands, you will be able to see that there is an email button, right? There'll be an email button below his picture. And when you click on that email button, it will pop up with his actual email address. Let me just see if I can Google the image since my phone isn't wanting to reflect across. Email on Instagram. See, here's a good example. So this shows you how people do it. So you can see here, this profile now has that email address button there. When you click on that, it will pull up an email field for you with your actual email browser. So you can email that person directly, right? So my friend Zach here, the poor guy probably just gets hit up from every webinar I do. He's one of my good mates here. I just always use his pages as an example because I know his email button is there. But again, you can literally just go in here and click on his followers and see all of his followers. And this is for any page whatsoever, right? And the people that he's following as well. Now with Instagram, again, like I said, this is a very unique thing that they've let you do. Facebook, you can't do it, but the beauty of this is, and this is how this idea came about. I saw this email on Zach's page that he had his email there. I wondered if other people had emails there too. So I started to click on his followers. I started to go through his actual users, and then I started to see how many people had an email button on their actual bio page, right, in their bio. Now, while doing that, it really made me think, okay, wow, there's quite a few people that have this here, but how can I automate this? So I started to search for ways that I could put in any user whatsoever and have a software go through all of those users and pull the information that I wanted. Now, again, the emails that are added in bios, emails that are added like this here, they have to be done from the user side. So you won't get every single person's email because not every person is given permission for their email to be displayed as a public contact option, right? So, but on the good side as well, that's what makes this completely ethical. You're allowed to contact them. Now, there's a difference between contacting them and spamming the shit out of them with offers, right? It's two different things, and we're going to talk about that a bit later on today. But a lot of you have probably got up to this point in your Profilemate journey and then going, okay, what the hell? Now, what I wanted to talk about today as well is how to get some actual more in-deep, high-paying leads through Profilemate. Now, I'm not going to go into that just yet. I just want to go through the just the core overview again of this, and then we'll go into it as well, and we might even go into it more next week as well if you guys liked if you guys liked this training today. So yeah, give me 1 second here, guys. I'm just going to try that reflector again because it'd be nice if it decides to work. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and I'll restart my computer a bit later on. Yeah, it's just not. I'm just going to restart my phone now, see if that decides to want to work for me. Anyway, while that's doing that, so think about you had a niche, right? Think about you had a niche, and I'm sure you do have a niche. Shoot me through some niches in the bio, in the chat box. Sorry, niche, location, interest. Now, these are the three things you can search for on Instagram. These are the three key things you can search for on Instagram. All right, good. Keep on giving me those answers. Keep on shooting them through. Good, good, good. Okay, heaps of a bunch of different answers here. Someone's saying Forex, financial. Look, since the crypto world seems to be going absolutely insane, this week, let's just use we can use that as an example there, but let's not just like corner it into crypto. Let's just say anyone that's doing an online marketing business, right? Or any form of, say you want to build an audience of people that are into luxury goods, high net worth things, that are motivated, driven, got that hunger inside them to better themselves, right? Yeah, Christine says here, since you talked about Bitcoin, it tanked. Yeah, I know. See that, and that's how fast it can move. But that's the beauty of crypto. When things tank, you just buy more. And this is what I always say: is that if you have one Bitcoin today, and it tanks tomorrow, you still have that one Bitcoin, right? And that's why I also talk about dollar cost averaging every single week. So if you did that, you'd be in a good position today. Because it would have gone up since it tanked to its lowest point. But anyway, back onto this. So we're going to go ahead here, and I'm going to type in something like luxury, even just the word luxury, right? Luxury. Let's go for luxury homes first. And then say I wanted to find, say, look at this beautiful house. This individual post here has 780 people that have liked this individual post. They've obviously got a good eye because they love this. Look how beautiful, first of all, look how beautiful this house is. Most of them probably are motivated, driven people because they wouldn't be engaging with stuff that they wouldn't have aspirations to get to, right? And then again, while you might not think that this audience is a Forex audience, they definitely could be someone that might be interested in trading or crypto or online business because they have that drive associated. So that's one point I really want you guys to really think about when doing your searches. Get creative. Don't just think, okay, I'm doing a dog training product, so all I'm going to do is search for fan pages of about dogs that are on your local area, right? You can get more creative than that. What else is there that you could target pages like, aside from dog pages that are in your area, or just that dog breed itself? Think about other dog breeds. Have a look at other recommendations in Instagram when you are on that page. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. But say, back to this post here, these 780 people, what I could do manually, click on here, could go through them all one by one by one by one by one, and start to go into each profile and see who has their email in their bio, right? I could do that. It would just be an absolute nightmare and very, very time consuming. Now, that's why I created Profilemate, because I wanted to automate the process. And by the way, this example I'm showing you here, we could do that scan of this individual post. That means it'll only scan the most engaged users and the most recent people that have commented on this post versus the entire page itself, because that's something that I like to do. I like to spend a bit more time and going into Instagram pages, but finding posts that have that engagement. And I find those users are always more active, they're more engaging, and when you reach out to them with a personalized message in the right way, they will be a lot more responsive. And then that's why I've been doing things lately, and we'll go through that as well now. But if you guys haven't seen Profilemate, you can go ahead and over later on today, if you want, and go to profilemate.com. I just saw here, and I apologize to you guys. I mean, I've got my friends Neil and Damien here as well. I haven't added them as organizers, I've added them as panelists, so I have to change them over a bit later on. Okay, so what I want to do first now is go ahead and actually just show you Profilemate and how to update it, right? So if you haven't got Profilemate, go to profilemate.com. If you want to get it now, you can follow along, but I recommend just grabbing it after this webinar training. But if you want to go for it now, you can. But I'm always about stay here, be engaged, and watch, learn, then execute, right? So most of you are probably familiar with the plugin being up here in the extensions in this little Profilemate option here, right? So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to remove this from Chrome. That's what you do, right? Alternatively, you can go here, manage extensions, and you can delete it from here wherever it is. Okay, I'll keep this page up because this is how you get the actual, this is how you upgrade your extension. You go to app.profilemate.com. You will then go ahead and log in. Let me go ahead and just pull this out real quick. Okay, sorry guys, I was just changing that. And let me see your questions real quick. All right, cool guys. So if you guys need access to this, again, it's just app.profilemate.com, app.profilemate.com. From here, all you need to do is go onto the Install Profilemate tab, and you will click on this, and it will pull this page up for you here with the instructions that I'm about to show you now. We're going to go ahead and click this to download the brand new extension. And I saw someone's comment here as well that said, next time I'll have a plan of how they're going to go forward through each of these steps. Look, at the end of the day, today's webinar is about really just getting you guys up to date with where Profilemate is now, and then taking you guys on that journey on how to really convert those leads. So that's the key area of today's webinar, which we're getting into right now. But I've had to update everyone that's never heard of Profilemate prior to this as well. So, but I appreciate your comments. So we've downloaded that brand new extension down here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and double click on it to unzip it. So I've got this brand new Chrome extension here. we're going to go over into our Chrome now that that's downloaded. And we need to make sure here in the top right corner, developer mode is on. And again, we only have to do this process once ever, just once. We're going to go a load and an unpacked extension. We've uploaded it. It's here. It's turned on, and we're good to go. Back over here, we've got our Dream Car Factory, which is the Instagram account that's logged in to connect to the Profilemate, and we're good to go. We're going to click down here. You can see Profilemate's here. I'm going to select this little pin to make sure it's always up here. And now we're inside Profilemate. Pretty easy, right? That's how you upload your new extension and remove the old one. Now let's get into a live example here now. Yeah, follower following. So these are, okay. Now that my phone's decided to work, I'll just quickly, actually I'll show you that a bit later on. But let's get into this example here. So say you are in the fitness industry, right? Or let's use this luxury home example. Let's use the luxury home example. Let's click on that fan page itself. Luxury lifestyle. 94,000 followers. When did this person last post? Pretty recently, so that's good. So say I want to go through every single one of these 94,300 followers like that, we can do so. I'm going to click on the follower following. Again, like I said, though, this you can go through specific posts or hashtags as well. But for this example here, we'll just use this. I'm going to go and type in luxury lifestyle. We've found the page. We're going to go ahead and analyze the followers. And you can see already it's gone through 500 of the users so far to grab their usernames. We're going to go ahead and download the followings. Argument's sake, I'm just going to pause it there. I'm going to pull this document up. So let me see if I can quickly show you this here. So this is the document it pulled literally in 10 seconds, right? And this, it pulls their profile, their user ID, their full name, and their username. So we're going to go ahead and grab the username field. It's funny, again, brand new computer. I don't even have Microsoft Excel yet installed on this. I'm going to grab that. I'm going to go ahead and analyze the users. I'm going to paste them in there. And then I'm going to submit this. And then I'm going to give it a name, test. And this is the information we can pull from Instagram, from the post count, the public email, their engagement rate of their last 12 posts, phone numbers, what city they're from, follower count, following count, if it's a business account or not, is it private or not. We can get this information and start to get insights, as I'm sure you all know. We're going to go ahead and click next. And look, we're straight away going through all of these users right now, getting some live results, and it'll literally look for users' emails while going through that there, right? Now, this is a good example as well, because sometimes people say to me, look, Luke, I've scanned it, I didn't get really any results. It was quite annoying, right? So you can see right now, 25 users processed, but 0 emails found. Now, what I'd find with sometimes with pages like this, if this ever happens to you, I go back and have a look at the quality of that actual fan page. Has it got real engagement, or maybe have they purchased actual fans? That's what I'd be thinking, right? Because if you're definitely getting to 50 to 100 people, which, and again, this is something that people seem to forget. People are people. And what that means is an Instagram page, the last 30 people that's followed that page, they might not have their email. But then sometimes you'll go to a page and literally the first 50 people will have their email there. So you'll get 50 emails of a strike rate of 100%, right? So this page is a no good page. Let's go ahead and I've actually got another tab open here, which I can go ahead and grab. So this was of Tony Robbins' actual followers that I grabbed the other day for another example I was doing for one of our staff members. I was showing him through this, Tony. And we're just going to go ahead and start searching this user list here. And you can see instantly emails. Now, again, after seeing that, I highly reckon in my head that that other page is purchased fake likes, because getting to 70 plus, if you're not getting a single email, there's something going on there, right? You can see here we've got we've gone through 9 users, 2 emails found already. And again, by the way, guys, I'm just using the basic version of Profilemate here. We also have our our VIP super fast searches option as well, which searches through these usernames 10 times faster, 10 times the amount of searches you can do every single day. Highly recommend picking it up if that is for you. But again, you can see here 19 users processed, 3 emails found of the followers of Tony Robbins. Now, let me just go ahead real quick here before I bring Neil on. Yeah, Tony Robbins. Screen mirror. And just get this guy to pop up. 5389. There we go. There we go, there we go, there we go. Now you can see my phone most likely. So we're on Tony Robbins' page here. We've got, we're going through his 5.7 million followers right now and getting email addresses of users that have followed him, right? It's that simple. And you can see here, he's got this text option here. But again, we're not going through his followers. We're not going through his we don't need his details. We're going through his followers, right? So always remember that what people, places, or things have a following that would be interesting to what you have to sell, right? Now, one other thing as well, there's a little drop down button next to the text option here. Any page you go onto on Instagram, this drop down option gives you other recommendations of people that Instagram thinks you will like based off this person above. So if you're a local business, you're going to a local coffee store, the drop down menu will show other coffee stores that are near them, which is perfect. If you have a client that's a local coffee store, you can go ahead and scan every single Instagram follower of any competitor of that page. So that's a really, really good way to do that. So, and one other thing as well, we go back over here into the search option. There's at the top here, we've got accounts, we've got tags, and we've got places. In the actual accounts is just individual usernames. So entering a specific username of someone or a page or an idea, and it will show you that there. Hashtags, you can go ahead and search through actual hashtags. Say I go hashtag tennis, say I have a tennis product I'm selling. Well, there's 13.3 million people that have posted a photo with the hashtag tennis. And then this is a way we can take this hashtag, put it into Profilemate, and it will go through all these photos here inside of this hashtag and build you an email database that way as well. Finally, places is locations. and that allows you to actually see who has checked in to a specific location. It could be a physical location, it could be an actual storefront, right? So Tennis Plus at Queen's Park, that's a tennis place near me. All these people here have been to this location and checked in there. So this is a great way we can build a local area audience, right? So even if I was a coffee shop, I could literally target people that go to this tennis place. So say my coffee shop's near this place in Southport here, which is the area. Instead of just targeting other coffee lovers, I can target just people in general that go to businesses around the area that me or my client is at. So, and again, just really quickly on how to do that. Where are we here? We can go back here and you will see a lot happening here. We've got reflector freezing on me again. So you can see here 16 emails already. We're going to go ahead and stop the extraction just for the second here. And I'll just quickly show you this option, Tony data. And this is the data that we have got here, the username, full names, follow accounts, public email. And you can see these email accounts are Gmail accounts. They're personal email addresses, which is really cool, which then takes us on to, and you can see phone numbers and everything here as well. Really, really cool. And there's ways we can just export only the email addresses with the users and whatnot. But again, that is how you get the audience. And I know a lot of you are familiar with up into this area here. I know a lot of you have never seen this before as well. So it's one of those webinars where I'm trying to cover everything without spending too much time on one specific topic because we've had a lot to cover. And but again, that is the basic overview. And again, guys, I will go over this. I'll do this for another webinar next week as well, if we need to as well here. So, and I see a bunch of questions coming in here as well. But I'll do an actual question and answer at the end. Okay, and someone says, how do you search a local area in this? I'll quickly do this and then I'll grab Neil onto here as well. So really quickly, to search a local area, it is in the actual upgrade that we have for the super fast searches, which I recommend to everyone getting because it just makes sense. You get more searches a day. You get more searches a day and you get them done faster as well. So you go find users from locations. So say I wanted to type in Gold Coast, which is where I am. I could do that. Say I wanted to say Nobu, which is a restaurant, right? Obviously, Nobu, whatever. I could do Nobu Melbourne maybe. There's Nobu Melbourne right there. And it's literally that easy to search local areas as well. So now we've done that. Let's just do this here. We've gathered our audience, right? Next, we need to contact them. How do we contact them, right? How do we contact them? Well, you need an autoresponder. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to invite my very good friend Neil onto this webinar to share with you guys, in my opinion, the best autoresponder on the market for the best deliverability and for Profilemate users specifically. This is the one the majority of people are using to actually contact their audience with these leads. And Neil also has done a lot of work with Profilemate itself, and he's also one of my good friends outside of all of this. So it's been a really cool project that we've worked on together, and we're actually going to see how we can really combine this for new users in future and whatnot. So you might see this type of webinar in future, but it'll be selling actually for a crazy high price most likely. But in saying that, Neil, are you there? I am sorry as well that it took a bit to get you on today. I know that your time is crazy right now. You've got so many things happening, but if you are there, Neil, I will get you to say hello. Maybe I even need to make you organizer.
Yeah, I can talk at least without being an organizer, so that's fine.
I'll
Yeah.
make you both organizer real quick.
Thanks.
And there we go.
Okay, I think I'm an organizer. I can share my screen
Yeah.
already, so that's fine. Give me one
Yeah,
second.
cool. Yeah, so guys, this is Neil. Neil and I have worked together. We're in the same industry, right? Creating great products for you guys. Neil this year is on an absolute mission. I was talking to him prior to this actual launch. Not launch, prior to this webinar, about how many launches and products he's building this year. And for some reason, like for me, I'll create maybe one product a year, and that's my main focus. And then after I do a launch, I am exhausted. But somehow Neil has not only great ideas and great products, he can just go back to back and get such great content and products out in the market. And not only that, actually supports them, right? And so that's what I love. And that's why when I was looking for the right autoresponder for people to use, I wanted to speak to Neil because his is just absolutely insane. And again, the reason why Profilemate leads, you need to be important. It's very important with Profilemate, and the leads you get is to make sure the autoresponder accepts cold leads. Again, this is something I always say as well. When you are emailing, I'll even chuck my webcam on here to make this a really key point before Neil jumps on for a bit. Apologies, again, it's still morning here. So guys, really key point here is that these people haven't specifically opted into your emails, right? But they have given permission for you to reach out and contact them. Because on Instagram, they have to go through this process saying, yes, I accept to be emailed. I accept other people on Instagram to contact me. So again, when reaching out to these users, there's a right and a wrong way to do it. They're expecting emails from people, but how you do it is everything. And what autoresponder you use actually is more important than actually well, just as important as what you actually say, because many autoresponders don't allow cold leads because few reasons. I'm sure Neil will talk about it, but again, when people contact leads in the wrong way, it can come off as spammy. So when we talk about this autoresponder, really, and customers in general, think about how it would look if you were receiving the email that you were writing to the person. For example, if I'm writing an email to you, I need to think about how are you going to be reading it? Are you going to be like, what the hell is this? This is so spammy. This is actually amazing. Oh, that's really nice of them. Think about it from the person receiving its perspective. So that's what I wanted to mention there. And again, sorry about the bed hair. It was early here this morning when I got up for today's training. So I'll chuck that off for the minute now. Neil, I'll let you take over and introduce yourself. And I'm sure a lot of people here know you already.
Sure, and you should see my hair. It's like, I think it's
I can see it. It looks good.
yeah, well, it's like 2 a.m. here, so I guess I don't have bed head yet.
Oh, fuck. I apologize. See, this is how good Neil
worries.
is. I just started talking for an hour basically, and he's just sitting here wanting to sleep. Probably not sleep, but I feel like he's a robot. He somehow just does this for you guys, and it's insane. But thank you, Neil.
No, it's good. No, happy to. And I want to touch upon one point that Luke made earlier is that, we have a pretty good system with which how we create or partner up with other people and release products. And what we do is once the products become successful, once the feedback that we receive is really good, we create separate teams for those products. And Milview is actually one of those teams. So on the call, you've got Damien as well. I still can't see the questions, but I think Damien can. On the call, you've got Damien. It's okay. And he's actually the head of product in our company. So he's the one who is leading Milview. I mean, he's the one who you'd actually be talking to whenever you get stuck, for example, for most part. So the reason I tell you that is because you're always in good hands when it comes to using Milview, for example. And I will show you a demo in a little bit, that's fine. But with a lot of companies, they to the person who's running the operations. In our case, it's Damien, and he's accessible via support desk every single day. So that's number one. Number two, Luke made a really good point about how you communicate with these people matters a lot. I won't get into the language or the words you use just yet. I can talk about that later. But when it comes to cold email marketing, the deliverability game is completely different to permission based. And I'll explain this in a really simple way. So say someone's expecting to hear from you. They will actively look out for your email. They will, when they see your name pop up, they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm interested to read this person's email. So they'll read your email. But when it comes to cold email marketing, you basically contacted them with a hope that they're going to see your email and they're going to open it and they're going to click on it or contact you, whatever the case may be. So the probability of them opening that email goes down by a lot. So non-permission based emails, typically cold emails typically have low open rates, but with the way how we do things, we actually have really high open rates. And I explained that a lot of it comes down to the domain name, the language, and of course our SMTP as well. But the important thing is that you shouldn't be pushy with your cold emails. The idea of cold emailing is to really introduce yourself, to see if there's a way where they'd be interested in working with you. That's what you're trying to do with Instagram as well. In fact, with Profilemate, we did the same thing. So previously we sold this course. It's called Webinar Income Machines, and we did in net $2,167, which is not a lot. It's really not a lot. But I remember I had this. I did this session for Profilemate many months ago. I think it was about when it first opened up. And I told Luke that I'm going to use Profilemate myself. I'm going to generate this list of cold email addresses, clean them up, which is really, really important because you don't want spam traps, we call them, or hard bounce emails. Again, we cover all that later. But I told Luke I'm going to use this myself and I'm going to run like a 3-day challenge and I'm going to sell something in that challenge. So we did that. Within that challenge itself, we made $2,167. And then I sold a couple of people on a high ticket coaching after that as well, all via traffic generated by Profilemate. So again, Profilemate and MailViewer, because I wanted to show people that, look, you can actually do it the right way. So we did the whole experiment. I think we still probably have video recordings of how to do it. So that's all available for you to view too. Now, the reason I mention all this is because Profilemate by itself is going to give you a lot of good leads, which is great because you want that. You want a supply of leads without actively paying for it all the time. So Profilemate is a good source of traffic for that. But you still need some sort of service to send emails on your behalf. Now, you can do it yourself. Let's say you download 1,000 people email list. For starters, I would advise you very strongly to clean that list. I think, Damien, if you are in chat, you can drop a link to a couple of places where people can clean the email list. MailView has a built-in email cleaner as well, and the cost is actually like really, really good. I'll show you that in a little bit. But number one, clean your list. Number two, when you do that, then the simplest way would be to one by one send them an email via your Gmail account. So you would say, hey, this is Neil, this is what I do. I teach people about how to run webinars, and I'm wondering, are you thinking about running webinars in your business? Let me know and we can talk. Simple, right? So 1,000 emails, I'll send one email at a time. Sure, I can hire a VA to do that for me as well, but 1,000 emails one at a time. Alternatively, what you can do is you can automate the process. Now, there are some automation tools out there that you can use for cold email marketing, but the challenge with them is for most part, they're expensive. Feature-wise, they're good, but for most part, they're expensive. Number one. Number two is that they don't take email deliverability or the warm-up process seriously enough. And this is something we sometimes lose customers for, and that's okay. But we're very, very strict about how we warm up our IPs. It takes, a bit of time to ramp up the volume. But luckily for you, when you get in, the volume's already ramped up. I wouldn't recommend mailing 10,000 emails on day one for different reason, but the volume is ramped up so that even if you were to send an extra 1 million emails altogether in a day, that won't make a difference to our IPs at all. And that's important. So if you're starting out, if you're doing this by yourself, you'll have challenges ramping up because number one, you'll need to know how to ramp up, like how many emails should you send every day. That's one problem. The second problem you're going to face is that your IPs may get blacklisted. Google may stop inboxing your emails, for example, or Yahoo will start pushing emails back. And then you have to deal with all of that stuff. When you use an autoresponder company like ours, for example, you can basically offload that to us. So we take care of all of that. You don't have to. But again, the key point I'm trying to make here is that most autoresponders will reject cold email marketing. Most will. Aweber, GetResponse, ActiveCampaign, think of any big one. What we have done with Mailview is we have built a special platform, we call it Mailview Prospect, and we use that for all prospecting emails. We still use that to this day to reach out to potential coaching clients, and that's exactly what I want to show you today. So I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so you have a better view. Something maybe out of proportion, but I'll show you how we're using it right now, especially with automations, because one of the key things I want to explain to you is that when you have a prospect email list, a cold email list, if you send a campaign to them, let's say if you send 1,000 emails at the same time, that looks really, really bad. Because the same content, right? And these are people that have not opted in. So the response is going to be worse, obviously. So Google looks at it and they look at the content of the email being sent out to 1,000 people, and they're like, okay, that's a marketing email, or worst case, that's a spam email. So it pushes it away. You don't want that. When you're doing any kind of cold email marketing, you want to use automations. You want to drip feed the emails. You don't want all the emails to go out in an instant. Because when you send emails in like small packages, like SEO, when Google sees small packages with 10, 20, 50, even 100 emails coming at the same time, it's like, that's okay. It's fine. It's allowed. 1,000 is too much. So we use automations. And I'll show you one of the automations that we have running at the moment. Let me go ahead and show you this one. This is how an automation works. You start by deciding, when should we start mailing people? So maybe when they join the list, let's wait for a day, let's check for a couple of things, and then you send them an email, right? You send them an email over here. So this is what an automation can look like. And I know it's a bit scary looking at an entire big automation, but trust me, as you start to build it out, it gets quite simple. And in your case, because you're doing cold email marketing, I would strongly advise you to mail no more than twice to someone until they either open or respond. If they open, you can try a third time, right? Just with a different message. Luke,
just on that point, guys, as well, like that's so important, and that's something I see people getting a bit hung up on as well, is that they'll get their big email audience, or they might get, say, 5,000 emails, and they'll reach out to them now, and then if they don't open it, they'll either completely disregard it the first time. They'll just go, okay, well, they didn't open it, so I'm just not going to do it again, which isn't right? Like you guys, I often email you guys. Actually, every time I send an email, I'll always email the people that didn't open it the day after, or 48 hours after, or something like that. But and you'd be surprised how many extra clicks you get. So people are just like, we're people, right? Sometimes we might open our phone, so I'll check that in the morning. The next morning, the email's flooded with new emails and whatnot. So don't be afraid to recontact them, but at the same time, don't get so connected with all of the emails that you've got, because there's always more out there, right? If they're not opening it, then again, like Neil said, after twice, just get rid of them, and then do some more research, and then try it again. And this is the thing as well, that this is the biggest rule in my mind. Don't look at emails as emails. Look at emails as individual people that want your service, and how can you provide them value first for them to then want your service. When you see a giant list of emails, you go, hey, that's pretty cool. But if you think about that as people in front of you, everything becomes a lot more cleaner, professional, and a lot more fun, in my opinion, because you get a lot more results when you look at emails as people rather than text on a screen. So that's the only point I wanted to mention. Actually, one other point I wanted to say as well is with the process how Neil drip feeds emails. Again, that is without a doubt the best way to get the most amount of opens and to build the most amount of trust with your actual service provider by providing value, letting it drip feed versus smashing it all at once. I could show you my Aweber account. I have a bunch of different autoresponders for my Aweber account. I've got a list of say 100,000. On average, maybe only 4,000 people open it on that actual autoresponder versus on other ones, 10,000, 15,000 people open emails regularly. And so again, that's another key point I wanted to mention to you guys there. So don't be afraid with the drip feed. Again, you're still, again, when you think about it as people, contacting 200 people, right, on day one, and then it drip feeds more and more and more, right? That is going to really, that's a lot of people that if you tried to do that manually, it would absolutely suck. But secondly, if you think about everything as people in front of you, the number then becomes very big in your head when you start to think of it like that. So Neil, I'll let you take back over.
Sure, no, I appreciate that. And I want to point out a very important thing here as well is that you have to use a lot of personalization in these emails, and I'll show you how to build those within MailViewer, right? That's the most important thing, because there's an expectation that if you can have 6 levels of personalization, that's like awesome. 4 is good though. I mean, we've tapped out at 4, and that's kind of hard to go beyond that unless you're enriching data, which is not something you need to do at this stage. But Brian, I know you, Damon's chatting with you, but just FYI, if you're wondering how many people are using this at the moment, I can show you this very quickly. We've had 234 active users today out of 378 users for this service. So if you're wondering, this is just cold email marketing, by the way. So if you're wondering, how's that going? These are numbers, and everyone's paying recurring. So there's no one-time deal. We just can't have it because of the costs involved. I'll explain all that in a little bit. But let me go ahead and actually explain this to you as to how we structure our sort of messaging to these people, right? So I mentioned this earlier that if you, let's say, get a list of 5,000 people, that's fine. You put them into a list, right? And then you'll start your sequence. You'll send email number 1. Now, what I do is I do what we call behavior marketing. So for example, if they open, send them a different email. Send them an email. If they don't open, then you send them a different email. And quite often it's the same email with a different subject line. So I get lazy, so I just use a new subject line just to grab their attention. What tends to happen is that typically in our case, because we do a lot of cold email marketing with this, we get anywhere between 15 to 25% of open rates, depending upon what quality of leads we have or what the offer is about. It's not, again, we're not selling anything in the first or second email. The idea is to kind of engage them, right? That's the idea, to convert them from prospect into, again, I'm really interested. So when we send the second email, we get an additional open rate of about 10%, let's say. So it is quite easy actually to activate up to 1/4 of your leads with a couple of emails. It's really easy. Beyond that, it's not worth it, because beyond that, it's the law of diminishing returns. Your open rates go down, and then Gmail and all those other providers don't like it. So I would say if you're hitting 10% or above on your cold email that you're sending, awesome. And with automation, it's really easy to do that. Without automation, you'll struggle, right? You really will struggle, number 1. Number 2, what should your call to action in these emails be? That's a question that comes up quite often. Like, okay, if I send these emails, should I pitch an offer right away? Should I ask them to get on a call with me? What should I do? It depends entirely on your business type. Like for me, for example, what we did was we were running a Facebook group. We would invite people and teach them our webinars, and then within that Facebook group, make an offer, and then still get people to book a coaching sales call with my team. So with that in mind, you have to decide what you want to do. So for me, what I did was, first email, I didn't have any link included. I just said, look, we're about to start. In a few days, we're going to start training on how to run webinars. I know you follow Russell Brunson. Would you be interested to join this training? It's completely free. let me know, reach out, and I'll send you a link back. We got some responses, not that many. Fine. First email. The second email I followed up saying, and they had opened, right, but they hadn't yet engaged with me. They hadn't actually gone to the Facebook group to join that. So I said, okay, because this is really time sensitive, I'm not going to wait for your response. Here's a link to go join. And some did from that. So that's the idea. My goal was to get people into a Facebook group where I'll teach them something, then I'll sell them something else. If you're doing services where you're charging $2,000 a month, for example, for something, it's okay to straight up say, look, here's what I can do for you. If you're interested, let me know and we can get on a call. If you think you're in need for someone like me right now, we can talk. So a lot of cold emails that you may have gotten would really be along these lines, like, hey, this is who we are, this is what we can do. Let me know and we can talk. And that's a good email, as long as you are hitting the personalization points for that person. So here's what I often say, and actually you can get, I'm just trying to think back to how Profilemate works, because now my team handles it. But I think you can get a few. Sorry.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly right on those personalization points. I mean, guys, I might talk about it today, but depending on how lengthy we go, I've actually done a whole cold email guide for you guys, and I'm going to send this to you just in the chat box, chatbot right now for you. There we go. There, I see there's a few other messages in here as well. But I just sent you a Google Doc in the chat box over there as well, and it has a personalization, basically how to email cold leads. On Profilemate, do you remember all the information I showed you I got before, the username, what account they're from, their bio, and their location? It has a bunch of information that you can build personalization points from. So say that real estate page I showed you before, I could say, hey, their name, because we have their usernames and their names there, so we can personalize it with their name. I found your actual page when I was looking through, say, Tony Robbins or Luxury Homes Instagram page on Instagram, what beautiful houses they are, or how amazing is Tony Robbins, or something like that. Personalization point. Instantly, that breaks you away from these copy and paste emails that you just see that are just not personalized at all. And that's one of the biggest things of Profilemate as well. You can get those personalization points, so when the person opens it, it looks like that you've actually made it for just them, because you can say, hey, this is where I found your profile. Hey, your name's here. And then you can say something like, hey, you obviously must be interested in motivational speaking or in self-development. Another personalization point. But I've just sent you a Google Doc which goes through this, and I might go through this later with you guys. Otherwise, I will go through it next week, where we'll go ahead and write some emails fully out from scratch as well. So that's all I wanted to touch on, Daniel.
No, that's great, and that's exactly, I think last time we did this session, which was here a while ago, we did discuss some of that content as well, and that's exactly what we use for our campaign to bring people into a Facebook group. So when we talk about personalization, you can open and talk about the fact that, don't obviously mention like, I got your email address from Instagram because you follow Tony Robbins, but you can say, hey, I noticed that you are interested in Tony Robbins content. Well, as am I, so am I. Just FYI, here's who I am, here's what I do. And I figure if you're interested in Tony Robbins content, that you're also interested in running webinars or selling products or services via webinars. Like, that's what I would do in such a case. Someone asked about the subject line. So I'm trying to remember what we did in that case. So we actually used their username in the subject line. It's a little bit risky. But it can work. It can definitely give you a really good open rate because it calls them out. So you would literally use their Instagram username. So in my case, Neil Napier 07. Let's talk about Tony. Let's talk about Tony Robbins. Or let's talk about Tony's latest post. Depends again on how you're extracting these leads. So that the context matters a lot as well. But again, the more personalization you can include without coming across as creepy, the better you can be. 4 to 6 points are good. One touch point, like I said, is the username. Second touch point is someone in between, like Tony Robbins. Third touch point would be, let's say, the location, like Luke mentioned. That's something you can use as well. Like, hey, a lot of people from Bristol or London or Adelaide are going to join. You should as well. So especially if it's a local event, right, that really works well for that. And that's number 3. Number 4, you can guess this one. So you can say, okay, if they follow Tony, they probably also follow Russell Brunson or someone else, and you can you can throw those names in there as well. That creates an illusion of personalization. So you can say, yeah, I'm a student of Russell Brunson, blah blah blah. So the point here is that you need to look at the email that you kind of see with those personalization and see if you receive that email, would you open it? Would you react to it? That is, of course, if you're the target market. If you're not your own target market, just then rely on the numbers. Send out a few hundred and see if the opens are good, if the response is good. And you will have to tweak, right? So when we started running this experiment, we created 5 different variations of the 2 emails that we talked about. So 5 of this one, 5 of that one. And the one I thought initially would win didn't win in either of those cases. It was the 3rd version for the first one and the 4th version for the second one that won. My point here is that it can take some time to dial the messaging down, but once you do, it's full automation. It's full on automation. That's really where you want to aim at. So when you run this with the first few 100,000 people, all you're really doing is testing. Am I getting the right opens? Am I getting good response? Again, we're not looking for clicks because we're not sending them a link to click, at least in the first email. Second, especially if they've opened, that's fine. So it's just trial and error, but it really won't take you more than a few days to figure out what messaging is connecting with your audience. And once you do that, then you can just focus on getting new leads from Profilemate, feeding it into Mailview, and then focusing on just closing them on calls or via Facebook groups or whatever the mechanism you have for that. So let me turn around and ask you this, and I'll use one of you as a case study here. What are you selling at the moment that you would like to consider combining Profilemate and Mailview for? And I'll show you how I would build a sequence for someone like that within Mailview, because again, I want to demonstrate that for you. Is there any reason why there's not a link in the first email? Yeah, link usually signifies like it's a promotion. That's how Google looks at it. That's how I would look at it. If you send me a link, even if it's just to say go book a call, I don't know, you've never heard from me before. And if your email contains a link, I'll look at it and be like, yeah, it looks kind of like very markety. I'm going to skip this one. Thanks. So when you talk to your friends, you rarely send them a link to check out, right? It's a simple message. That's why short emails that are benefit driven is where you want to start. So that's what you would do. Social trading platform in crypto. Again, very, very timely there, Stefan. So that's good. Luxury real estate, says Frank. Let me see if there's anything else.
We did a good one the other week on real estate agents, and that's actually one area that I've been targeting my audience for, because real estate agents, it's a very I feel like real estate is just such a fast moving space, especially for agents. It's who can be different, who can present themselves and reach more people and have the like with Andrew Zappable the other week, we did a big case study on real estate agents having their own app to showcase their new platforms, right? So if a bunch of you guys have got Zappable, I know a lot of you guys did, that is your offer up. But again, if you don't have an offer as well, don't freak out. I will be covering that as well, creating local marketing offers. So you work for local businesses, affiliate marketing. So actually building up an audience that trusts you by providing them value, and then eventually sharing affiliate recommendations, e-commerce, and then we might even go into a Zappable example as well, because I know a lot of you guys did build your own app, but that kind of falls in the local marketing space there as well. But yeah, I'll let you choose which one you want to go with. Sure. There's also natural health, someone wrote there as well. All really, really great areas here as well. And again, and I want just to touch on that point you got someone made about why not putting an email in the why not putting a link in the first email. Not with what Neil said. Personally, I've seen this myself. Whenever I put links in every single email, the ones with links get a lot less deliverability. And again, think about it from the customer's perspective. If I sent you an email with a link saying click here, you might feel a bit sketchy to click on it. If you have just said, hey, I offer this, click on this link here, it doesn't really make much trust. And again, trust is everything. And The other thing I wanted to mention that I love that Neil said here as well is that this takes a couple of steps to do, right? This is you get the traffic, you get the right email audience, you then dial it in, you figure out what works and what doesn't, and then it's on autopilot. But again, that's what a real business is. There's so many products that are out there that say, guys, buy this, your life will change forever, and it just doesn't happen that way, right? We're building a real business here if you follow these steps. And there is a little bit of work, but once it's set up, it's done, it's automated. Again, a business is a traffic source and an offer. That's all an online business is, or any business. A traffic source, how do you get the people, and how do you actually contact the people? So here, Profilemate and Mailvio, and then the offer itself. So that's all an online business is. However, people get stuck with the traffic side of things, and that's what this is just absolutely insane for. So Neil, you take back over again now.
And it's a really good point, and I want to add something to this as well. I have tried many different traffic sources. Look, ads have their own place. You know, if you can run ads, you can risk a lot of money, you can make good returns. Affiliate traffic is good as well, except that sometimes you have to beg for traffic, right? But organic traffic is good, but yeah, if you can wait 6 to 12 months, it's awesome. So with everything that I've tried, cold emailing is the only one where I'm in control, if that makes sense. Because, you know, the leads don't stop coming in. That's like the biggest thing. All I have to work on is the messaging, and that's it. Like the messaging and the offer, that's it. And most people have an offer. If they don't, I mean, you know, there's affiliate offers. Eventually, you can build an audience and you can do a lot of things. But your messaging is what takes a tiny bit of experimentation. But if you follow, if you use, and I checked out your document that you shared as well. If you start from that point, it's done like 80% of the work. All you have to do is some personalization in there, some customization to your niche, and you're good to go. So I saw some really good niches, and I think I'll go with social trading platform in crypto, just because number one, crypto is hot. Number two, real estate is not my thing, because Finland real estate sucks. I've never really been that interested in it. So I'll focus on the crypto thing because hey, it's more exciting. And actually, crypto emails will be harder to inbox right now because everyone's mailing about it, but they will also get more attention. So if you can do well, you can do really well in crypto right now, which is emailing as well. So when you get to Mailvio, you can go to subscribers and you can create a new group. Group is basically a list, right? So your group could be, for example, let's say they're all Ethereum followers. You could say ETS followers, and that way you can recognize them later as well. Then you just upload your list. You add the subscribers to this list. We do have a list cleaning solution built in. It costs like, I think $1.50 per run, but there you can run, and Damien can correct me here, but there you can run like as many leads as you want through it at one time. So that's a really good way to clean your list as well. But like Damien said, there are other places too which you can use to clean your list. But of course, save money over time, right? That's what you want to do. You want to save money. So once you have your group created, which is your list, what you do next is you create an automation. So if I'm creating an automation, you have a few set templates that you can use, just welcome email or happy birthday. I'll create one from scratch just to show you the depth of what you can do in this case. And again, please use automations exclusively. Do not use campaigns. If you use campaigns, you're going to have trouble inboxing, especially with cold emailing. So let's go and call this one. We're going to sell, let's say in this case, we're going to sell the crypto software, right? So I'll just call this one crypto software demo. And in this case, I'll define a trigger. Let's say when someone subscriber joins a group. Now that could be when also subscriber joins a segment. So you have segments within groups as well, depending on their behavior. But in this case, I'll just go for when subscriber joins a group. But there's a lot of other criteria that you can pick from as well. So once we go for that, let's choose the group that we have in this case. I'll just pick a random one. So it would be this one. And subscribers who are, let's say, active. So people that are subscribed still, right? Those are the ones you want to target. Then you go save. Then you can click on the plus icon and add the next step. So next step could be, you know, for example, you send an email or you wait for a period of time. You wait for something to happen. You wait for action to happen. You go condition, so you can sort of segment this audience into 2 branches and test out which kind of messaging is working better. We talked about that. An action is do something, lots of different things. You can also score them, which again for cold emailing may not be that relevant yet, but could be useful if you're doing other kind of emails as well. But I'll go for, let's say, waiting. I want to delay this for about, let's say, 5 minutes, just because, right? Or I could choose also specific time of the day, specific day of the week, specific day of the month. So for example, if you know your audience is in the US, in the Eastern time zone, you can choose a specific time of the day, right? So you can say, okay, I want this email to go out at this particular time. You can do that. But in this case, I'll just say wait for 5 minutes and then we're good to go. Let's add the delay. Then I'll add the first email. So I'm going to here add like a test email. So let's say for the crypto, something like this, right? But again, I haven't used personalization yet. I would strongly advise you to do that. We cover that in the training, like how to create personalization for this. Put your from name, from address as well, and then you're good to go. And please do not use like Gmail or Yahoo or Hotmail to send emails. It's bad. Like you're not going to get inboxed at all. Because when it comes to autoresponders, when it comes to bulk emailing, you want like a professional email. So for example, for me, it could be neil@kyvio.com.
And guys, if you don't know how to do that, I will share that with you guys. I'll just do a little video today and I'll send that out as well, how to use it from an actual domain of your choice.
Sure. So you've got merge tags there, which is where the personalization comes in. So for example, let's say if I was to use this particular field, I could use this one, and this could be, again, hypothetically, this could be an attribute that I've created that refers to Tony Robbins, right? So this could say, when someone would see it, they would look at it and it would say, Tony Robbins is buying crypto, or Russell Brunson is buying crypto, Luke McCoy is buying crypto, right? And that's where the personalization comes in, because that's the person they follow. If they see that that person's buying crypto, they're like, okay, I got to buy it as well, right? Something like that. So then you go ahead and edit the email content. Now we've got quite a few different templates that you can use here. Just pick the one that you want, but let's say if I wanted to go for this one, fairly simple. It's a drag and drop builder, so you can literally drag and drop things anywhere you want to. That's easy to do. If you don't want it, you can delete it. Once you click on it, you can edit the elements on the right. So again, I mean, you've seen this kind of stuff 1,000 times. It's an email builder. You can use it to build your emails. It serves a purpose. Save and continue, and your first email is done. Fantastic. So you wait 45 minutes, then you send this first email. Then there's a delay of 2 days added. Let's wait for 2 days. I think it's fair. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to check, right? And this is really important because I want to send the second email, but I want the email to be based on whether or not they have opened the first one. So in this case, I'm going to check if a condition has been met. That is, for example, let's say if I go for campaign activity, let's say this particular campaign is an old campaign, or I could choose workflow campaign, this email. Was this email opened? Right? Was this email opened? Okay. There you go. If it was open, that's a thumbs up. Let me zoom out a bit. I'll zoom in again. If it was open, then you could send another email, right? If it was not open, maybe you could wait for, let's say, 2 more days, just in case, and then send another email with just the same email, just a different subject line. So that's how we use automation in the simplest format. We are going to try at least twice to contact people. If they're open, what I typically do is I put them on like a newsletter email where I'll email them once a week. Just say, hey, we'll just send you a newsletter. You can, of course, opt out anytime you want. But if they have definitely registered interest by joining a Facebook group, booking a call with you, or responding to an email, that's awesome. Now, I think Damien might correct me here, but we do have a mailbox feature as well within this. That's something I haven't explored yet. Because again, we just finished developing this back in February. So I know that's why some of you haven't been able to buy it for the last couple of months, because last 3 months actually, because we've had to close doors because we're building a new version. and this is the new version. So again, same things that the last one did, but this has a few more features which are more targeted to cold emailing. One of the features which actually you don't see, we see on the back end, is that we can very quickly switch out mailing servers in case server scores on one of them starts going down. So in case the score starts going down on one of the servers, we get a text message and we quickly switch it out with another one. So that way, again, if you're doing this to yourself, you basically won't be making any money for 3 days. But if it's us, that happens instantly in the backend and you don't have to worry about it. So that's, again, what we do. Now, I'm not going to turn this on again because it's not an email I want to send, but once you're happy with it, you can save and exit. And if you turn it on, then that campaign gets into, or that automation gets ready as well. So whenever someone joins that list, which in your case is a simple case of you uploading those email addresses, they start to get those emails as well. That's Mailview. And again, what we have done is we have separated out. So previously when we offered Mailview to you, everyone had the same sort of access levels. People who are doing permission-based email marketing and cold email marketing. But now we have segmented those out. That way, and this is actually quite funny, right? You're going to laugh at this. The open rates for cold email marketers are much higher than warm email marketers on average. On average, I'm not saying it's like that across the industry, but that's because the permission-based email marketers, they just keep hammering the list. They don't know when to stop. But with cold email marketing, with our customers that have been following our guidelines, they email twice and then they stop. So the open rates stay good all the time. So what we decided to do actually was we decided to create a separate version of Mailview, and we call that Mailview Prospect, which is, as I mentioned before, focused on cold email marketing. And we're able to keep open rates high because everyone follows directions. They email twice and the open rates stay good, because of which Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail love us, right? They're like, okay, this is fantastic. We want more of this. With the permission base, it's a bit different because it's really Wild West the way those guys do it. But with cold email marketing, again, we've been lucky, I guess. A lot of people that came in for the training that we did, they use the right email templates from Luke. And because of that, the open rates have been high, the responses have been high, and that works really well as well. Okay, so yeah, what Damien said for tracking responses is that we actually have a tracker for response built in. So if someone replies to your email, you can track that and decide what to do with that lead. So that's a pretty good feature as well. So that's Mailview Prospect. I mean, I know, Luke, you haven't actually seen this since we did the new version. What do you think about it?
Yeah, no, guys, I haven't seen this actually. And I really actually love that, just how clean that actual the campaigns there that you did with just the drag and drop of the automation there. It actually, for me personally, in like, again, I use a few different autoresponders, and I've been using Mailview for Profilemate. But with my broadcasting, for example, I've always just had an Aweber account, which is what most people get my emails from. However, I've just been like, I found that it's just so hit and miss sometimes with their deliverability. Sometimes my emails are going straight to their inbox. Sometimes it's going to like a spam folder, and it's actually quite annoying. It's probably part my fault maybe, but in the way you've set up these campaigns, it just made up. I'm a really simple guy, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know I just like things that are simple to follow. Whatever the easiest way to get the job done is what I do, and that's what I always say. When people ask what I do, I often say I make things really lazy for people, right? And by lazy, I mean automated for people. Anytime I create an idea, I'm always thinking of how can I make something that has huge impact for as little investment possible, that can get the most results possible. Because when I see people getting results, it just makes me the happiest person in the world. It's been the one thing that's helped me really survive this entire COVID time, is really helping people and watching them get results. Because for me, that's one of my biggest passions. I've got two biggest passions, that and traveling, and I can't travel. So I'm so lucky I've got you guys here that I can help and teach with, right? But watching just how simple that, even this really clean email builder here, just the smallest things from the avatars you use on the left-hand side, it's just so clean, and it makes me want to bring my entire email audience over, because it's just so clean. And I love that you've done the prospect section here as well, because out of any product I've ever really shared over the past 3-4 years, this has been the one that I get emails probably every other day, and for a long time, multiple, for about 3 or 4 months after the Profilemate launch, multiple emails every day about where is Malvio? I can't get Malvio. And I said, guys, I know they're working on something new, and now that I can see it here now, it's so clean, it's so simple, and I'm so excited to see people implement this with their campaigns and get some really, really good results, because there's no better way, in my opinion, to get traffic for free, and by doing it this way. And again, like I said, the way you care about your audience, and the way you've done this, that it drip feeds emails to users versus just sending them in bulk. This is the craziest thing that I see. And I saw this last time, even though we explained it so clearly when we first shared Malvio, and people were like, I'm only getting 200 emails sent, and it says for like 30 days or something, and it's working its way up and whatnot. Why can't I just send them to 50,000 people right now? And I explained to them, I said, well, if you did that, there's no way 50,000 people are even going to see your email, because most likely it's going to end up in some other folder, and you're going to get a lot. You might even get less than 200 people seeing your email, right? And I explained that to them, but they're instantly turned off, and they're like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to find the next thing. But where can you find a system that gets you hundreds of leads every day, and a tool that allows you to contact them, that ensures to its best ability that you'll always end up into the actual main inbox if you follow these simple instructions? It's just a really simple, clean, automated way to do this. And again, once you've got this set up in your messaging right, and we're going to spend some time on messaging probably next week on next week's webinar. And if Neil, you're around, and Damien, I'd love you guys to jump back on that as well. It is the best way for free traffic, so many leads that you know they're targeted, and you know that they want to be contacted as well. It's just, there's nothing like this, guys. There's nothing like this at all. And like Neil said, there's ways you can, there's like paid marketing has its place, but do you have $1,000 a day to chuck into ads? And on average, usually, I think it's around $5 or $6 is the average cost for an email opt-in when people do paid ads. So if you went on that basis, again, I know it is a bit different because it's a cold email, but if we just went on the basis of it was $6 to get, say, 200 emails a day, that's $1,200 a day you'd be spending on ads to get that, if you even got your messaging right? And that's for experienced people that know how to do paid ads, right? This is a way you can get emails for the in the right audience, that are in the right niche. You can even get users that are active right now. So the people that have engaged on the most recent posts of, say, Tony Robbins or Russell Brunson's page, or Elon Musk's page. If you're doing crypto, have a think about Elon Musk's page. That would be pretty crazy, right? And you can get the most engaged users by going through people that have engaged on the most recent posts of a specific user. Or even through the hashtags, and it will scan through the most recent hashtag posts in a certain niche. And then this is a way that you can then reach them the right way, safely, and get some insane results very, very quickly. And I don't know any other system that allows you to do it with such ease, aside from this, which is why I'm so passionate about it, and why this system was the highest grossing tool in 2020. Because it just simply works, and all you need to do is do a little bit of work, and that little bit of work then gets automated from both of these tools together. So I love it, Neil. Absolutely love it.
So no, that's awesome. Thanks. But what I want to do now is, if it's okay, I want to show people exactly what they can get with this exclusive deal. And just FYI, as of right now, I'm not offering this deal outside of this session. Anyway, we do intend to go sort of public with it, but because, you know, I like Luke and we're friends, and Luke actually was happy to let me share this with you last time around. I wanted to exclusively share this with you today. And just FYI, just for today, we will also have a $100 off coupon for you on this call, so you'll be able to leverage that as well. I'll get to that shortly. So look, the way we work with our software is that we don't hide any feature from you. So when you get MailView Prospect today, you literally unlock everything you see on the screen. Like there's nothing, you're not going to land in here and then suddenly, oh, but that's pro version or that's like advanced version. No, everything is yours in here. You learn it at your own pace. We've got tutorials, we've got training. We've got Damien actually doing weekly training as well inside our group, where he basically shares one aspect of the software and shows you how best to utilize it in your business. So in that sense, we're giving you everything. Like, and look, I have looked at tools like ActiveCampaign, great tool, but they have what they call like a tier structure. And with every tier, they unlock more features and it gets more expensive, and they're ridiculously expensive. So what we have done, compared to them, compared to any other cold email marketing tool, we thought about how we can price it better so that number one, we can give you a really good deal, but number two, also survive, because we don't want to be in a position where we make a deal that we can't keep up. So we spend a lot of time, a lot of effort in just cleaning the IPs for you and just cleaning the SMTP for you to make sure all that functions all the time. Like I said, Damien himself is a head of product and he leads that operation. So based on all that, we've decided to create a new deal for you. I want to show you what that looks like, and then I'll drop a link for you as well. So you've got two options, depending again on the list size that you want to go after. You can either go for the 10,000 lead option, or you can go for the 25,000 lead option. What that essentially means is, again, every feature is unlocked, but at any given time, you can have up to 25,000 leads in your MailView account. So what I would do, to be honest with you, is I would run a campaign like this, as I was showing you. So you send a couple of emails, but if people haven't opened an email after those two emails, you just delete them completely. You get rid of them, because that way your lead quantity within MailView will come down again, and that way you can continue to add more leads all the time. So in our business as well, what we do is that we bring in 1,000 new leads daily, and I can tell you, like on average, about 700 of them just don't work for us. So we delete those 700. We're left with 300. So every day, 1,000 are being added, and after about a week, we're left with only 300 from those 1,000. So that way, our account grows slowly, and we're able to keep our own costs down as well, because even we have to pay for using MailView. So you've got two options. You can either go for MailView Prospect 25K or MailView Prospect 10K. And I'll ask Damien to drop the links for you. There is a $100 discount available. So if you were to go for the 10K lead option, you can either get it for $59 a month or $590 a month. But if you were to go for $590 a month, we have applied a coupon for you.
$590 a year, right?
Oh, sorry, $590 a year. $590 would be awesome. $590 a year. But if you go for that option, we have applied a $100 coupon off for you. So that'll bring down the price to $490 a year. You also have split pay options. If you don't want to pay the whole thing right now, you can pay two payments at $250, which again is accessible only for you because you lose customers. But in this case, you pay $250 and then $250, and then from next year onwards, you pay $490 a year. Alternatively, if you go for the 25K option, then you can get you can pay $99 a month or $990 a year. That's for 25,000 leads. You can again pay three payments of $350, and a coupon code of $100 already applied for you, so that brings down the price to $890 a year. What you get with this is full level of support, so you can reach out to us at any time. You get weekly sessions that we do with you as well. So we've got weekly sessions that happen where Damien will actually, like I said, go through some of the key aspects of how MailView works, MailView Prospect works. So you get to see that as well. The other thing that you get access to this too is that we have previously done a challenge funnel training. So within this training, we actually show people how to build and monetize challenges. We sold this for $997 before, but regardless of which option you get today, I'm going to give you that training as well. You may remember, by the way, that if you've been to this page, and this is the old page, we had this available here too. So I thought about removing it because, of course, our costs have gone up, but I do want you all to succeed. Same with Loop. So in that case, I want to provide you anything extra that I can with this offer, and you get the challenge funnel training as part of this deal as well. Now, if you do go to this page, by the way, you will notice that there's no coupon, right? There's no coupon applied. So if you were to buy this later, you'd be paying $5.90 a year or $9.90 a year. But if you were to get this on the web now, then you get a $100 coupon as well. That'll bring down the price to $4.90 a year or $8.90 a year, depending on whichever option you choose. So let me know if you're getting in, because I'm excited. I think we've made like massive improvements. We've got, as I showed you, we had about 230 people using Melvia daily. That's a really big number, and I can't wait to bring in more of you. And I've been waiting for the last 3 months, not just you, not just Luke, but I've been waiting to let more people in for the last 3 months. January, February, March, we were completely closed. So only in April we opened internally, then May, now with Luke, for example. So this is your opportunity to basically get in super early at a discounted price that I'm not going to be offering outside of this session with Luke.
Thanks so much, brother. And one thing I'll add in here as well is I actually added this for the Zappable audience the other week, for those that picked that up, but I'm going to offer it here as well, is my high ticket local marketing course. So my high ticket local marketing course. And this is probably one of the ways that I've actually seen, well, not probably one of the ways, it is one of the ways that I've seen people that have had no experience at all online that are now making $3,000 a week. I think the people that are following this and that have done this for more than a month, over 80% of those people have got at least 3 clients paying $400 a month doing this. Do you mind if I just take the screen real quickly? I just want to show them, run them through this real quick. I'm just gonna add these links here on this page here as well. So the links are in the chat box. It's neilvio.com/profilemate for the 10K, I believe, and then neilvio.com/Luke25K for the 25K option. And again, there's absolutely no reason why this isn't something you can pick up, because there is the monthly option, but obviously I highly recommend getting the yearly option, even if it's with split pay, because you do save a little bit of money there by doing that as well. Not even a little bit, it's quite a bit of money, and then that way you're locked in and you can have that for the entire year without having to worry about it again. And I always find in anything in life, when you are invested, you're going to do the work. And like I said before, it costs, if you're trying to get 200 leads a day purely with paid ads, that costs $1,200 a day, right? This autoresponder and Profilemate here allows you to literally get hundreds of leads every day, and you can then start marketing and actually providing value to them. And by providing value to them, matching a need they need with a service or product that you have, you then start to make money. And not just once. This is the other thing with email marketing that people really just, I don't know, forget about. It's that they think, okay, I'll get an email, I'll sell them something, then I'll find more leads and I'll sell them something. Your audience is your most valuable way to make a living, right? If you've got a lead that's purchased from you, that person is more likely to there's some, I forget what the stat is, but if someone buys something from you, I think it's something like 40% are going to buy something else in that specific field within the next 14 days. So say they buy oh, my dog's going crazy. Sorry guys, my dog just sent me off. So say you buy something that's $47, right? You buy something that's $47. Within 14 days, 40% of people are going to buy something else in that field. So in my instance, internet marketing field, that's 4 to 5 times the price of that initial investment. And then 10% of those users are going to buy something that's 20x that investment. That's the average stat. So you may as well be ensuring that you're keeping a good relationship with that audience and they will buy from you again. Again, you've just got to provide value to that user in that space, right? So let me just quickly go ahead and I'm going to show you the bonus you'll be getting from me. And again, in online marketing, in any form of marketing, email marketing is the number one way to contact your audience and make money online. People think social media is, or maybe Google, but those businesses you don't own. So basically, if you're depending on Instagram purely for your business, and you see this happen with influencers all the time, they'll have their Instagram going, they'll be talking about stuff, doing promos. For some reason, their Instagram account will get blocked or deleted. Their business goes from a very thriving business to nothing at all. And that's because they depended purely on those leads from Instagram. Let me go ahead and quickly make myself the presenter here. Yeah, they depended on those leads from Instagram, which means that they don't own their business. Instagram controls their livelihoods, and you never want that to happen, right? So that's another key point here. But that's why any successful internet marketer, they do email marketing and they do have autoresponders. And this has been built specifically for you guys here are Malavio prospects here. So let me go make myself the presenter real quick and show you guys this screen. So again, this is the bonus you're getting. This sells for $697, like literally every day. I said this story the other week. Basically, maybe about a year ago now, I took 15 people. Actually, it was 20 at first, but a few dropped out a couple of days later because sometimes people just don't want to put in the work. But got 15 people that successfully worked with me from ground zero. They had no website, no business name, no domain, no services to offer local businesses. And again, local marketing is offering local businesses, nightclubs, real estate agents, surgeons, whatever, coffee shops, offering them a marketing service that you can provide them. This is what I did with these guys. I took them from, they all paid $5,000 each to do this with me. I took them from nothing and we built out their business names. I gave them website templates. I gave them the service offerings to do. I showed them how to get clients coming to them versus them going to the client. We made logos. We did everything here. So you can see here, so this is the start of the first week we did branding. So we went all through the branding, creating the brand, creating the social pages, the key things to get set up. And then we did webinars every week. And in these webinars, I worked live with each of these initial users to actually give them feedback on all of their different questions, all of their different businesses, and what they wanted to offer and whatnot. So that was pretty cool. So we did that in week one, and we went through all the different weeks. So creating the agency site, I even gave them a template here as well for absolutely free that I had built out. That cost me about $7,000 to get this theme built out. It's a really great theme for local marketing if you want to start your own local marketing firm. Building funnels as a service, 5-star review services, getting clients to come to you, Instagram domination, Facebook advertising domination, chatbots as a Facebook service, Instagram stories as services, how to write really highly converting copy, influencer marketing. It just goes on and on and on. And every week we did webinars and they're included in this as well. Now, if you pick up the Malavio offer, but as the one-time investment or the split pay, not as the monthly, I'll give you this entire upgrade for free. If you do keep Malavio for the year, then I'll give it to you at the end of the year. But again, that's why I want you guys to pick up the other split pay or the full pay. That gives you the best, in my opinion, the best chance of success. And again, everything's about a calculated risk. And the ability to get hundreds of emails a day, you know where they're from, you know what they're interested in, you know how to engage with them. And if you don't know how to engage with them, again, I sent that PDF, that Google Doc I made for you guys in the chat box. And again, we'll go over this week, go over that next week, the messaging, the contacting, how to engage in the right way. You've got that there as well. You've got Malavio, which has been built specifically for these leads, for cold leads. And I think Neil actually just kind of brushed over it. His actual course that he did on when he did the case study as well with Profilemate, it was insane. You can actually see him doing this live specifically for Profilemate. And again, the reason why I love local marketing as this is an option, if you have not got an online business, is because local agencies don't know how to do this. They don't know this as a service. And that's what I was saying earlier. I have so many people that are making a killing by just even providing emails and a simple email campaign to local businesses with Profilemate. They'll say, hey, you know what? I'll get you 100 leads a week in your specific niche, and we can send them a small marketing campaign included, and then they charge a couple of $100 a month, which I have some people that charge a couple of $1,000 doing this now. But the risk to reward for a local business, so risk being okay, a couple $100 to okay, I'm getting hundreds of emails and I can contact them in the right way, and because you're the marketer, you'll watch this training and you'll know how to message them in the correct way. That's a done for you business, and they have no idea how you're doing it. Imagine if you went to a local business, local coffee shop, or a nightclub. Saying nightclub's a good example because most nightclub owners are very into themselves and very, very competitive, right? Very competitive field. And you can say, hey, there's a nightclub here called Sin City. Hey, Sin City, I would love to show you how I can go ahead and get you 100 or 500, whatever you want to say, 500 email leads a week for that are customers and likers and engaged users of all of your competitors, and reach out to them with a value add campaign. It's only going to cost you a couple of $100, but we can message your competitors' audience every single week and drive more traffic into your venue. I would love to work with you. I understand you might have questions. Anything that you might want to ask, go ahead and ask me that here. And I would love to work with you. Unfortunately, and then you can even just do a little scan in Profilemate saying, here I've provided an example. Here's some of the engaged users and their contact details of your actual venue, and I would love to work with you. And if they're screwing around saying, nah, it's not for me, you can say, look, I'll give you until tomorrow to think about it. Here's the document again. I would love to work with you. I think you're the flagship or like the best nightclub in the town with the best marketing message we can do. However, I'll understand if you are if this isn't for you, and I'll go to one of your competitors and offer them that service. But I wanted to come to you first. Obviously, there's a better way to phrase that, but they're not going to want you going anywhere else with leads and contact details of followers of their page, right? And again, these emails are given by the actual Instagram user. They have to allow that button to be there. So again, it's ethical because they're saying, yeah, hey, I want this button here. I want to be contacted. So again, the links are in the chat box, guys. Here they are, neilvio.com/Profilemate for the 10K option. And then for the 25K option, right? So 10K and 25K options are there. And again, this is an offer that you won't be able to grab anywhere else. You won't find this anywhere else. Again, I haven't seen Neil actually share this new updated version with anyone. I think he said he hasn't. So for all of you that have been on the fence for this and been wanting that autoresponder, and you've been using other ones and probably not getting the best results, because again, this is built specifically for cold leads. So I want you to jump in now. The bonus I will deliver after the next couple of days, whenever we decide to close this little offer up. I'll get I'll get all of the leads that all of you guys that have joined this, and I'll get you into that actual course there as well. But again, this is the time to be doing this, and especially in this crazy time when we're all at home, there's so many ways that you can be making a killing right now. I always say, and like I said it earlier today, traffic plus an offer equals a business, right? That's what a business is. Traffic is where people get stuck at. You can create an offer in 10 seconds. You can create an affiliate offer. You could create a dropship e-com store in an hour. Local marketing, absolutely zero cost to start up. Right? It's pretty insane. And then, but it's the traffic is where people get stuck. How do you get people through the doors? How do you get people onto your website? This is a way you can do that with people that you know they're interested in it. It's not like doing a Facebook ad either, where you're just guessing. Saying I want to target people that like, I don't know, say Belvedere vodka because I want them to come into my nightclub, right? This is a really, really cool way that you can get a bunch of leads, get them into an autoresponder, start making an impact and getting into their inboxes, and then getting them to a specific offer by providing that value and building a long-term business. Because again, when you do this over and over and over again, you'll start to build a core value audience that's going to want to follow you on your journey. They're going to want to then continue to buy for you. And again, if you give them a good buying experience the first time after you provided value, they will become a warm lead from a cold lead. And that's the entire goal here. If you have any other questions, chuck them in the box. Neil, if there's anything else you want to say as well, mate, you can go for it. You can also take the screen if you needed to share anything as well.
Yeah, I'll take the screen over for a couple of minutes. So let me just see. Okay, so yeah, those are the options. Remember, the $100 coupon has been applied. And again, I really wanted to let you be comfortable in picking the option that you want. So you can go for monthly, you can go for the annual, and you can even pay in 3 payments or 2 payments. And in every case, of course, a $100 discount applies for the future. So that's okay as well. Now, the other thing I mentioned, which was again in passing, is this is the bonus training that you're going to get access to. Now, I really have sold this for $9.97 before, I kid you not. I don't give this away at all unless the package value on a webinar is typically about $1997. But again, because it's Luke and because he's been hounding me for 3 months, like, when are you going to be open? When are you going to be open? I really want to give you this so that you get insane value from this session today. And I'll make sure anyone who's still subscribed to the old MailView plan gets access to this as well. If you haven't already, you should, but you get access to this too. So just to show you this, there's about 13 different modules, and each module has multiple lessons. So for example, if you go to this one, this was all properly recorded using presentations and such, so it's very easy to follow. And there's also case studies included at the end, which include some done for you sales pages you can use, done for you email swipes, and more. But the point here that I want you to take away is that if you didn't have anything to sell, if you were to just follow the same strategy I did, which is bring people from Profilemate into MailView Prospect, then from there into a Facebook group, you can run a challenge exactly the way I show you. And in my case, we did 2,000, I think it was 100 selling a cheaper product, but then on the back end, we did another 10,000 selling coaching. So it was 10,200 at the end of the day for about, in about 2 weeks time, for about 2 or 3 days of work and actual emailing. And that was again automated using automation and then challenges at the back of it. So it works really well, works for all markets, and you get access to this too. You can't buy it anywhere else at the moment. It's not available for sale publicly. The only way to get it right now is to get this offer from Luke today on this call. So I strongly advise you do. And again, the reason we've been kind of hiding MailView Prospect for such a long time, we're close for 3 months, is because we really wanted to make sure everything worked. So I can't show you our back end at the moment, but everything is so finely tuned that as soon as anything falls out of line, Damien knows and he can go in and fix it. And again, like I said, if you were doing this by yourself, if you said, no, I can do it by myself, the time you would invest into actually doing this would slow down any growth, any business opportunity you may have. And if you were to rely on services like ActiveCampaign, they would ban you. I mean, sure, they may not say, like, you may get away by uploading a cold email list there once or twice, but once they get a whiff of it, they're going to ban you in an instant. And the third thing, which is a fact as well, you cannot find anything more affordable than this in the marketplace right now. You just can't. Go look for anything. With most services where you think, oh, but that's actually cheaper, they ask you to bring in your SMTP. I think it was Brian on the call who said, Oh yeah, I'm using Mailgun. Well, you have monthly cost of Mailgun as well, right? And then you pay for every email that you send. In our case, you can send unlimited emails. Like literally, the best way to use this would be, let's say, even if you were to only get the 10K license, hypothetically, you could put in 10,000 leads in a day, right? Out of that, let's say, law of averages, you get 2,000 leads after a week that are good leads that you can continue with. But you just delete the other 8,000. Then you add 10,000 more, and then 8,000, 10,000 more, 8,000. So it's a really easy way to grow your business without being slapped with high costs that other autoresponders would have. So yeah, consider that. They literally, I mean, when we were thinking about the pricing, we thought, okay, how can we be competitive, make profit because we have to at the same time offer a really good deal to our customers. And this was the win-win-win that we came up with. I think it's a pretty unbeatable deal, especially if you consider that if you wanted to get involved, you can pay as little as 250 or 350 today and jump in. So let me know. I'm here for questions. Damien's there as well. What can we answer for you?
Yeah, and I just wanted to mention that I'm just having a look at my last Aweber invoice. I've got it right here. It was $608 US for just 1 month. Just 1 month. Like, I'll literally just take over the screen real quick, just so you guys can know. Let me just quickly show you this here. So you can see here, $608 for the month. Granted, there is a few more leads in here as well, but they charge for extra things like email marketing and analytics, and like, you know, again, that's why I love Neil. Everything he does is very, very very honest, very clean, very upfront. You'll see whenever we do webinars together, we're never just like beating a dead horse with it. With like, again, I always use that saying. I hate that saying. I don't know where it came from, but we're not as trying to say you need to buy this now or it'll never happen for you again and you'll never succeed. And like a lot of webinars seem to do. Let me just fix this up a bit. But at the same time, we just show you what's real. We show you what works, and this is like, again, I don't know any other way or any other tool that gets results like this does. And I'm really excited for you to be a part of it. And again, like Neil said, if there's any questions, go ahead and share those here.
And Luke, just to mention as well, I do see a couple of people here, just two people that I can think of that were there initially when we ran the webinar many months ago. And I think one of them is actually bought as well today, and they didn't last time. The reason I think I remember one of them, they just said they didn't last time was because they decided to shop around and look for something else that would fit the bill, and the deal closed and they couldn't get in again. So don't make the same mistake they did months ago. Get in, because this is the lowest price that I can offer. We will eventually have to raise prices, but of course, anyone who has locked in their deal is grandfathered into the same price. Like, price will never go up for you. Same way it's not going up for the old customers. Like, honestly, the old customers are paying, they're actually paying a bit more, but they're getting more contacts as well for different pricing. But the point is that once you lock in your price, you don't have to pay more after that. So yeah.
Yeah, and one thing I want to mention on that as well is, like, guys, like for me, I'd say, like, whenever I promote a product, right? If I share it with you guys or share it with a different list, like, all it takes, like, if you can get, say, 500 people that regularly open your email and build trust, that's a full-time business right there, right? That's a full-time business. And the beauty, again, with cold leads and Profilemate, and again, by the way, if you guys want Profilemate, it's profilemate.com. I think I put it over in chat box earlier, because I know if some of you don't even have that yet, so you can go grab that right now. Yeah, but what was I saying? What was I just saying, mate? I was just completely out of mind blank real quick.
It happens all the time, but just you were talking about the fact that if you want to get this deal, so just no sort of no pressure in that way, but just the price.
Oh, yeah, I was saying that, but then I was talking about something else real quick before I got confused. But anyway, yeah, let's talk about that though. Again, like, guys, this is a deal that I would love you guys to be a part of, because again, traffic's done, the offers are there. You get my bonus there as well. That's $697. It sells every day. I could even show you the sales page for that if you wanted me to as well. There goes my crazy dog again. Yeah, if there's any other questions, shoot them through here now. And again, next week as well, I'm going to do a full training where we're going to go ahead and write out the correct messaging, get the right content out there, and go through basically everything we talked about today in a more step-by-step way. But again, pick this up now because you guys need to be prepared. And again, I do recommend the split pay or the full pay over the monthly. Monthly is there for those that really just need a monthly option, but you're going to save money doing it by the split pay or the full pay, and then you have skin in the game. I know a lot of people here today have only come onto this webinar because I mentioned Profilemate again, and they've purchased this, say, 6 months ago. But I'm sure, I won't ask you to put any numbers in the box or anything, but I'm sure a lot of you haven't used Profilemate for a couple of months, which is fine, but people, like, we have that shiny object syndrome sometimes, and luckily for Profilemate, it wasn't just a shiny object being the biggest thing in the space at that time when it launched, but also that it actually does some really good things for your business, and it gets you some pretty insane results. And now with Malvio open again, it's just the perfect mix. But I don't want that to sit on your computer and do nothing. And that might be the case for some of you because it was only 47 bucks, right? When it came out, it was only 47 or 67 bucks or whatever it was. It was a low ticket product, right? But when you invest, say, like the split pay or the full pay, one, it's going to save you money in the long term, but two, you have skin in the game, which means you are going to be more likely to not let it just sit on your computer and do nothing. You're going to actually get it done. And again, I'm going to hold you guys as accountable as I can, but like I said, the people that are offering this as a service to local businesses are going crazy because they just don't understand how you can get them these email leads, these contact details, this info. So again, go ahead and jump on it now. The links are in the chat box or on the screen here, and you get my bonus there as well. You get Neil's bonuses, and yeah, so that's what I wanted to mention on that. And Neil, if you got anything else, any other questions that are there, otherwise we can.
Let me see. Okay, Mervyn, that's completely fine. Let me just see.
Let me just check my job out. Give me 2 seconds.
Go for it. Yeah, go for it.
I'll let you take it for a second. I'm going to get a water quickly as well.
I got it. I'll wear my glasses as well because I have these glasses, but I'm trying to avoid wearing them. Let me just see. No, the monthly for the 10K should have 10K, obviously. I'm not sure what link you're looking at, Brenno. Could you tell me? If you look at monthly for 10K, let me just change that. Oh, yeah. Damien, this is something we can just fix and pay Kickstart. I think it says 5K, and it should be 10K. My apologies for that, but that is 10K for sure, Brenno. Okay. So that's 10K, like we discussed earlier. Cool. Look, I'm really proud of what Melvio Prospect can do for you. And I mean, I'm just happy that people are using it every day. That's what I really imagine would happen with you as well, that you would start using it and you just get so hooked at seeing the stats daily, at seeing the opens and, leads you just keep adding new leads because it's a daily process. And then you can even have your VA do it for you if you don't want to do it yourself, if you're visiting sales calls or just actually delivering the work. That's the idea. That's the goal. And yeah, initially with Melvio 1, when we did it back in the day, you would start with, like Luke said, 250 emails a day, then it would go based on your performance. We don't do that anymore. It's not based on performance. You basically can set unlimited emails immediately if you wanted to. But again, we advise you to still do it in a staggered way because that's when you get better opens and better clicks. 100 off coupon code is already applied, but it depends. The coupon code depends on what offer you're looking at. So if you let Damien know which offer you're looking at, Limitless, then we can give you the exact coupon code. But it's already applied for you.
Can you check that? So the question says here, there's the third question up, or wait, fourth question up, Neil, and just respond to that one there before,
Sure.
if you
No,
can?
I saw those.
Oh, you did. You might have already responded
Yeah,
to
no,
it.
no, it's okay. Right. So Breno, yeah, it's 10K, but like I said, it's just it's a mistake that we made while publishing this page, but it is 10K content.
See, that's what happens. See,
There you
that's
go,
my
that's
fault when I
fixed.
go.
That's
When I go,
fixed.
yeah. No, it's crazy. Like my beautiful dog. I know a lot of people here know my dog from back in the early days. I would always have him around on my webinar. Poor guy, he's 16 years old now, and he just had to have some pretty intense surgery last week, and he's come good now, but he's just a little trooper for a 16-year-old man. I know that's aside the point, but yeah.
That's
Yes,
pretty
guys,
incredible. Yeah.
I'll send out the replay for you guys, no problem at all after as well. And again, this is something I want to mention quickly as well, is that this is where like your tires hit the road. This is where you actually go from learning and just watching and absorbing to doing. People, and I've had some people as well say, look, I'm scared to email out. I'm scared. I don't know what to say. Look, again, there's a full training on that inside. I'll send you guys the trainings on that as well. And we're going to do one next week specific to where we're at in 2021. I might even go over the hottest niches, and we'll go over some copywriting of what to say. But again, when people say they're scared, have this in your head. The emails here that we're getting are people from that want to be contacted. They're allowing you to contact them. They go through 3 steps on their phone to have that button there. And what is scary about trying to build a relationship with someone that you know what they're interested in, you might be interested in it just as much, and really helping them with something that will better their life. It's the best feeling in the world when you can help someone else benefit their life, and then that you can then get a benefit out of it as well, financially as well as mentally, knowing that you've helped someone with a cause there. And I feel that's like any of the biggest successful internet marketers. That's what they'll say. And it's often funny. I've been seeing it a lot lately, and there's 2 sides to this. I see a lot of people that are on TikTok specifically as well that are I've never heard of them, but they're instantly e-commerce gurus. E-commerce seems to be a big area. Everyone's an e-com guru selling their course. And then people say, well, why would you make a course if you're killing it in e-com so much, like obviously you mustn't be doing that well in e-commerce if you're making a course about it. Like I know for me, that's why I'm lucky and Neil's lucky as well, is because we create software solutions and then we can teach about them. But at the same time, the knowledge is just as important as the software, in my opinion, because if you have a software, cool, but if you don't know how to use it and you don't know how to contact and do things, it makes things a lot harder. But the beauty of it is that I know Neil, myself, and I'm sure Damien here as well, we all have a passion for wanting to help, because when we help you with our training, with our teaching, it then directly relates into the softwares that we built. And for us, the software that we build are our babies. There's a lot of work that goes into it to get something up and running that like I know for Neil and for me, that we'll create things that look so simple, that make things so easy, but to actually develop that in the back end can be very, very hard, to make things so minimal steps, but so much happen. But when we can give you the guys that training, it then connects into the software and how you use it, you get the results, and then we feel like, oh my God, we finally completed what we've set out to do. And that's what you'll be able to do here. And again, a lot of people I find want to learn. They're happy to spend $100 on a course, but they're not happy to spend $100 on like say the course is on Facebook ads. They're happy to spend $100 on that, but they're not. They get scared putting $100 into Facebook ads because they feel like they're going to screw up. With this, if you just follow a few simple instructions on email copy, on how to write good email copy, and just test that out, you can test a bunch of variants. And with using Profilemate to get you those leads, you're literally doing it. You're actually getting traffic. You're actually getting the hardest thing in an online business done so quickly that once you have traffic, once you know how to get a great traffic source, this being one of the greatest ways to do it for the lowest investments in any method, that's how you make sales, guys. And once you make your first sale or a few sales, you will just be like, wow, why didn't I put this put the foot down on this earlier. This is only talking to the people here that haven't started an online business yet. I can see some people here that are thriving internet marketing businesses, and I'm sure you'd agree as well, is when you actually put that action in, all the things you're scared about, really, they're not that scary afterwards. And you say to yourself, wow, why was I scared about that? Or why was I scared of no one opening my email? Or why was I scared of the business failing, right? Because with this, you can't fail. And that's what I love about marketing too. You can't fail. You can find ways not to do things or ways that are not as efficient, but you can't fail, because the only way you fail is if you literally stop or if you never start. That's the only two ways you'll fail, right? And that's why it's really important to me that you guys do actually action this training, action what we teach, because you will get some pretty insane results if you do that. And you just keep on pushing, right? And you can screw up as many times as you want. What's the worst that's going to happen? Nothing. You'll be like, oh, that didn't work. That's it. But what's the best that can happen? Your lives can totally change for the better. More time, more freedom, ability to travel if the borders ever open around the world, and more time with the family. And then when you start doing something in any area, other doors open that you never would have thought about unless you took that first step doing it. So again, I want you guys to jump into this. I want you guys to pick this up. Again, my local marketing course that you get as well, if you get the split pay or the yearly option, that will actually teach you a bunch of other service offerings that are just as high value but low time investment, that you can offer these local businesses, that you can automate as well, that will so say you charge $400 a month for a Profilemate, a couple of hundred emails a week with a basic campaign, or even just the emails themselves. The course actually gives you a bunch of other offerings that you can make that up to say $1,500, $2,000, $2,500 a month per client or more. But again, I know people that get started, they're scared to charge a lot, but like for me, when I first started, I was really undervaluing my time, but really over delivering. But yeah, sorry, letting my little old man in again. There he is. Good boy, Lincoln. Really undervaluing my time, but really over delivering. But now as software, your time is already freed up because the service offerings you do, they're already automated. So just a little bit of time investment and you can make some serious returns. So again, the links here are on the screen, I believe still. I've got the chat box up, but yeah, links are on the screen, guys. And yeah, so if there's any other questions that we want to jump into, otherwise we can wrap this up soon if you like. I know it's probably some ridiculous time over there.
3:20 a.m., but it's okay. I'll go to bed soon, no worries. But yeah, a couple of things just to point out there. Someone asked, is a money back guarantee? It's a 14-day money back guarantee. I mean, as far as I can remember, actually no one has used it. I know Luke sent over 150 customers, I think, if I remember my numbers right, approximately. No one's requested a refund. So that's a good
thing. Yeah, and guys, with that as well, like, it's an autoresponder that's built for this. You see what it is, you know what it does. If you're going into a business, especially around email marketing, that if you were going to invest to refund on email marketing, this is a tool that every marketer ever uses. It's their main source of income, most likely, in marketing, and it's a tool you need. So if your business if you're not getting the conversions, it's not the email autoresponder's fault. It's something to do with the messaging, most likely. And that's when you then come to me, come to the training, come to these webinars, and I'll help you through it. We'll go over your problems and we'll make it work, right? I don't want anyone giving up on not making this work, because again, opportunities like this you won't see, right? I've never seen anyone else even offer the training on how to do this manually. If you wanted to manually go through these Instagram users and get these emails and find the right autoresponder and all of these things, this is a very special opportunity with an autoresponder that's built around Profilemate's cold email lead generation here. Training is built around it. We do these webinars for you guys. We give you a deal that's cheaper than anything else in the space, plus a bunch of other things like these bonuses, right? This is just a great opportunity that will get you in, get the wheels turning, get that traffic coming through, and help to create you a following and a business that's just that I know a lot of lives are going to be changed from this here if you guys do the work, and I know a lot of you guys will.
So yeah, a couple of questions have come up. If you wanted to just use the autoresponder part, can we cancel the current one we have? Absolutely, please do. That's the idea, that you can of course use this for cold emailing, but if you want to still do prospect-based emailing, that's perfectly fine as well. Number one. Number two, someone said, why can't you offer the same deal as you did last year? Well, we can't because our costs have gone up. That's one of the reasons why Mailviewer was shut down for a bit, because we had to finish up development on our Mailviewer 2, and that's why the costs have gone up. But in a way, it's actually a better deal than we had before, if I look at the price alone, because I think the last deal was at $697. This one's at, for you, $490. So in that sense, it's better because we're not forcing a certain number of contacts on you. Like I mentioned, even if you get 10K contacts, you can use the platform, and then months later, just get like not months later, but just delete the leads that are not responding and put new ones in. So in that way, it's really like having a hard drive, but storing stuff in the hard drive eventually will get filled up, and you can delete some of the things and put new ones in. That's how I want you to look at it. Do I have to use Profilemate, or can I upload my own scrape list? You can upload your own other list as well, but I would strongly advise you, Jeff, to clean the list. Number one, that goes for everyone, but also like Damien mentioned, or Luke mentioned rather, make sure there's no personalization, because if you don't have personalization, your responses will be lower. So, in that respect, Profilemate will give you a better response rate for emails that you send to the leads than any other tool, because you get more details about those leads.
Exactly right. My little dog's going at it. See, this is what he does to me, guys. He literally will just keep on. He'll come in just to annoy me, and then he wants to go straight back out, and then he'll probably want to come in again. So I apologize for all of this moving. But,
no worries.
Sometimes they have minds of their own these days.
Of course, that's how it goes. Just to answer Roberto as well, how many emails should we be mailing at once? If you use the autoresponder, don't worry about it. If you use campaigns, I would say 100 at a time for cold emailing, but if it's automation, the staggering happens automatically for you. So don't worry about that. Cool, no problem. So Luke, I think if that's it, I can take off as well. But
yeah, for sure.
If there's something I missed, I'm happy to cover that next week too. I know we're meeting again, so.
Yeah, so yeah, again, firstly, for everyone here, just giving you a big thank you in the chat box. I know, what time is it there for you now? 3 a.m., 4 a.m., something ridiculous?
3:30, yeah.
3:30, yeah, 3:30 a.m. He stayed up to come here and do this with you guys. And again, like Neil said, I've been smashing his inbox saying, hey, mate, like, when can we do this webinar? Is it ready yet? For months now. This is an exclusive. And, you often see webinars, if you go on, I've been on a bunch of webinars saying this is the only place you'll ever see this stuff, or this is the only place you can get this. Literally, if you tried to find this anywhere else, you wouldn't. This is it. This is a deal. The bonus is there. The coupon's already applied there. The training's there. We're going to continue this next week. This is a traffic source to the offer. Neil and Damien, I really appreciate you both so much for being on this training today. I know what it's like to do webinars at ridiculous hours, being here in Australia. So I appreciate you doing that. And everyone here on the webinar as well that has joined, no matter what time it is. If there's one thing to do this year, if you don't have an autoresponder, get this, get Profilemate. The links are on the screen. I'll get the replay page out later today. And again, this offer won't be open like this with the discount codes and bonuses for very long. So put that trust into yourself. Trust us, because we believe in you. Come on this journey with us. Again, these tools have been around. Profilemate came out last year. Mailviewer has been around for a couple of years, I believe, but not this new version. We support our products. You can see even today, I gave you guys an updated Chrome extension at the start. Profilemate to get it absolutely dominating for you guys there. We always make these tweaks, and we're here to work with you. Pick it up, guys. And Neil and Damien, thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it. And I'll see everyone here next week as well when we go into more of how do we write the emails, how do we connect it all up, and then I might even do a live campaign further there as well. But again, get in now because the offer might not be open next week when we go to that training. It might be, we haven't discussed that yet, but if you're here now, get in first, get into the training, get into Profilemate, and I'll see you guys next week. And again, Neil and Damien, thank you guys so much for being here.
Thanks.
No worries, guys. Thanks, Neil. And again, I'm just having a look at if there's any other questions here, but Neil and Damien, you can jump off if you like. I'm just checking in here. Link for Chrome update, guys, app.profilemate.com, log in there. It will literally be, I'll show you one more time. And let me just close this down here. And when you're in here in Profilemate, you just literally go to install Profilemate. This will give you the instructions. However, I'll give you guys the replay of this video later today, and I go through installing that there. All right, guys, thank you so much, and I will see you next week. Wait, is there any more questions from you guys? Cool, thank you so much, Steph. I'll check it out. Okay, I see someone here saying, so Tamara here says, so she just signed up to Profilemate yesterday, a little afraid to jump into anything else. Look, Tamara, how about you get your get into Profilemate today, then have a look around it, go through the training, get some email leads. But when you have those email leads, how do you want to reach out to them? Do you want to do it through actually just through one by one emailing them? Because if you're emailing 10,000 people, 5,000 people, even a couple of hundred people, doing that manually is going to be a big process. And this is a way you can do it on a mass scale, and you can really truly build a big business out of it. But again, go ahead and watch the welcome webinars inside of Profilemate and get yourself acclimatized. But again, you need a way to take the emails you get and apply them there. And again, guys, you don't just have to use Profilemate emails for this. You can use emails that you get elsewhere. Even if you have a strong customer base list, you can use Mailvio for that as well. But again, this training is around this one specific idea of getting emails quickly that are interested and want to be contacted, uploading them, building that trust, sending the right messages, and then going from there. And again, guys, I did send through, where is it? This cold email marketing template, and where you guys can go ahead and get this. Is in the chat box. I'm going to cover more of this next week as well, but it just shows you how to write a nice cold email. So again, it's in the chat box, and you can check it out there. I think I actually had someone that requested access. I might go ahead and just, let me just make sure I shared that correctly. Oh yeah, no, it's all good. We're there. All right, guys, thank you so much. Wait, it's funny, every time I say goodbye, there's always another question that comes in. All right, guys, it's all good now. I'll see you guys next week, and I really appreciate you guys being here today. Make sure to get those bonuses. I will send those bonuses out to everyone. My bonus of my high ticket course to anyone that got the not the monthly, sorry, anyone that got the yearly or the split pay option, you'll get my high ticket bonus there as well. Or if you keep the monthly for 6 months, at 6 months, I'll give it to you then as well. All right, guys, have a great day, and I will see you guys next week. The replay will be out later today. And Renee, this cold email guide it's in the chat box here. If you go into the chat box in the little GoToWebinar thing, it's up at the very top somewhere as a Google Doc. I'll send it one more time just to make sure you guys don't miss it. I'll give you 10 seconds to get onto it. All right, good. It's there now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Yeah, Renee, what's your question? Chuck that in real quick because I've got to get this finished up right now. Okay, I don't see a question coming in yet. Can we get emails from those that have watched an Instagram ad? No. So if the ad is on if the ad is from a specific post on Instagram, so say you posted a pic, say you have posted an update on Instagram and you've promoted that I guess that post that you've done. If you've promoted the post, say 100,000 people view it. It won't get all of those viewers, but it will get anyone that has liked or commented on that post, which will include people from the ad, and also more importantly, people that are the most interested that have viewed it because they've liked it, engaged and engaged with it, right? So it will pull information from there. So, and then Greg, I sent that to you there as well. Renee says, any new updates coming with Profilemate? We updated the plugin today, so that has it has some like better connectivity, faster response times there as well. We are looking at building it out further. It's just a bit crazy. One of my head developers, he's had to go back to India. He lives in the US, but yeah, he's had to go back to India to see his family, and we all know it's a bit of a crazy time over there for them. So prayers to them and sending love to everyone over there in India. It's a bit of a nightmare, but hopefully they will get through it. But again, we are doing our best to get everything through. And again, this update that we did for Profilemate to ensure everything's running smoother, he's doing that in the midst of whatever hell is happening over in India right now. And that's how dedicated, not just myself, but my entire team behind me to looking after you guys. And I'm not sure if you all know, I do have a massive team. I have about 10 different developers, actually 11. I have 11 developers across all my projects that were here. My support team, I have my affiliate manager, I have quite a few people doing things in the background. So we all work together to serve you guys, make sure you guys get the best service and the best results possible. So we really appreciate that. And yes, Breno, you can do that. You can definitely do that. That's fine. All right, guys, have a great day. I'll see you all next week. I'll get this replay out today. And if you didn't check last week's crypto webinar, you can go ahead and do that. I sent it in an email maybe 3 days ago, the replay out, or you can go to my YouTube, just type in Luke McGuire, Maguire into YouTube, and you can find it there. All right, guys, have a great day, and I'll speak to you guys next week. Bye.